The following program is classified M. It may contain adult themes and some coarse language.
Guest tonight has a rather interesting day job. Former actor from the United States, he spent the last 5 years here in Australia teaching Australian actors how to speak with an American accent. Please give an inauthentic howdy to Mr. Bruce Shapiro. As a rule, Bruce, are Australian actors good at getting American accents right?
As a rule, terrific. As a rule, they're great.
Yep.
Really are. There's a few, clinkers. People will never get it, but mostly, if they study it, I can teach it in an hour and a half, 2 hours. It takes them about 2 weeks to learn it.
Right.
And then they get it, and they're good at it.
What's not to blow it all here, but what's the first step?
Well, the first step really is to understand that it's not about listening and imitating what you hear. It's about learning how to teach your mouth a new way of working to speak. So, because Australians use their mouths one way and Americans use their mouths a different way.
Right.
So once you learn that difference, it has everything to do with your lips, your tongue, how you place the voice in your mouth, what's farther back in American. Once you get that down, the rest of it pretty much follows.
because accent is a funny thing, is that you only need one vowel to be wrong. And it's, you do, don't you?
Well, it's like New Zealanders, all they do is flatten it's finished, and we pick them a mile away.
Yes.
But it's a pretty tiny thing. But does that jar to your ear like it does to us?
Yeah, I can hear it now, yeah.
But in America, there's like so many, there's a myriad of accents. And sometimes I hear, watching an American movie with American actors, and I think, God, that's a bad American accent. And they're Americans.
That's right.
So there's pressure now on Australian actors to be able to do good accents.
Oh, yeah. They said on the last film that I worked on, they gave me the Un-American Award. They had nominated me for the Un-American Award for teaching Australian actors to talk American better than most Yanks.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the dialect changes. And because, as you say, there are so many different dialects around America, there's no one way to pick it. But when television came in, we have this sort of broadcast speak, an general American dialect. Yeah. It's basically the dialect that Webster's New American Dictionary, New World Dictionary, lays out as this is pronunciation.
So, Bruce, I was watching The Insider, and I was thinking to myself, would it be just as hard for someone like Jerry Seinfeld to speak the same way as Russell Crowe spoke in his accent? Or is there any kind of advantage? Yeah.
Yes, it would be. I don't know about for him in particular, but there are actors who have trouble losing their regional dialect, and because of that, they don't get work.
Okay.
So there's a whole a company in New York, I think it's called Speech Improvement Services, and they help actors from America get rid of their regional dialect so they sound American.
And so when you listen to someone talk, can you tell where they come from? So Franklin, can you tell us about Franklin? Okay, he's from America. We'll make it easy.
No, you can't tell where I come from.
No, I can't tell where you come from.
I come from Mars.
That's I second that motion. Bruce, can you...
from America.
Can you...
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. Me too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, grew up in L.A.
But Los Angeles really is a non-regional kind of accent.
It is.
Because people come there from everywhere. So
pretty much, yeah.
I went to Manual Arts High School.
Oh, Dorsey.
Yep, there you go.
Hey, good on you two. We'll just leave.
Here's a question.
Here's a question. Oh, yeah.
No, Franklin, please go.
Well, is it easier for Australians to do American accent than for an American to do an Australian accent? I find it very tough to to imitate.
Yeah, I hate it when people ask me if I can do Australian. No, don't do it.
You've written the book telling us you've got to bring something to the party.
Why is that? What?
Just say a dingo took my baby. Just say that.
A dingo took my baby.
You say.
G'day.
No, say dingo took my baby.
A dingo took my baby.
know what that's? You know what it sounds like? It sounds like Dick Van Dyke and Mary Poppins. You know, it's just that
He was doing a copy.
Because, yeah,
That was
the
perfect,
automatic
man.
thing
What
is
are you
to go
talking
on.
about, buddy?
Do you think you can actually act 100% if you're using another accent?
Well, that's another really important question, because the idea is that you actually, because the root of acting is to try to be yourself and just sort of inhabit the situation that you're in, right? And that's sort of the root of what modern acting tends to be about. To make that happen with another dialect is to say to the actor, says, look, you're not imitating another person, you're not imitating another country, you're just changing the way your mouth works. And it's still you out there, it's just you speaking American.
What's one example with one sound, vowel, word?
Oh, well, probably O.
Okay.
We say O,
Yeah.
and Australian was just like no, and Australian would be something like no.
No.
Yeah. They can almost make 2 syllables out of that.
That's an art form.
I remember also you were read somewhere that you'd said that, talking about contemporary actors, that Kate Blanchett had a purer sort of American accent, I think, than Russell Crowe. Was that what you said that, or?
They said that I'd said that. Yeah, I've been
Yeah,
reported
yeah.
to have
Kate
said
said
that.
that you said that.
But the thing about it, I think, is that you look at the roles that Kate Blanchett has played, until she's played in The Gift, which is a regional dialect, and the roles that Russell Crowe has played in, his dialect shifts around more.
Because
than
some
she does.
actors also, that's just a person-to-person thing, not an actor thing, that some people have got a better ear for accents than others do.
Oh, yeah.
And some struggle. Let's have a look at Jack Thompson in Broken Arrow, and Bruce, see whether you can
have
pick
to
some of
listen.
his. See if you can pick this accent.
First, we nail a huge goddamn lid on this thing. And with all due respect to your boy Giles and his belief that honesty is the best policy.
I hope you weren't the teacher there.
No, I wasn't.
Who was he playing?
But
He was playing an American general, and to be fair, he actually nailed an accent in Midnight in the Garden
he
of
did.
Eden. He
I
actually did
thought he let me down in that.
well.
I think in here he must have been playing some kind of countrified general, or maybe Texas general, or somebody like that, and put on a kind of a hard-nosed country dialect to go with it.
Yeah.
And that made him sound like he was, almost, he could have been okay if he was out in the Old West somewhere.
Not in the war room.
Not in the war room.
Do you see I was thought about a similarity between the New England American accent and the Australian accent? Sometimes I've
Yes. And you know what? The cool thing about that is it's probably the intrusive R that is most like New England.
What's
And we hear
New England? Where's New England?
It's
Boston.
Who talks?
Massachusetts.
Oh, like on cheese?
Boston.
Like on cheese.
Yeah,
They used to
yeah.
talk like that.
The intrusive R.
Yeah. I lived in Boston for a long time, and that's how they talk. But they always say, look, I got a great idea. Let's go downtown and do this and do that.
And does that sound Australian?
That's the R will often come in Australian, and that's one of the things. So you'll hear an Australian say, look, what's your idea about this? Or we call the television program Law and Order. And in Australia, they call it Law and Order.
Yeah, right.
But I tell you, there's a certain accents in the world that you cannot do without sounding like you're fake. And Russian is one of those. Yeah. It doesn't matter how you go, I must tell you, Victor. I don't care whether you grew up in Moscow, it sounds fake.
Like it does. It always does.
Can you quickly grill us on our American accents?
Don't even go there, Kate. Don't even go there. All right, do one.
You did it for me earlier. It was fantastic.
I know, I
Really
was
did.
heckling you when you came out of the lift. I was
Do
going, hi, honey.
Yeah.
Hi, honey, I'm homo.
Yeah.
The book is called Speaking American. The author is Mr. Bruce Shapiro. Please thank him for joining us. We'll be back with more panel.